Today is a big news day for Axie Infinity, as they are releasing the first update for Axie Infinity Origin as well as the marketplace, but we will jump into the marketplace a little bit later. Let's focus on the Origin that we have right now. So today they have deployed an update, and the game will go down. If it hasn't yet gone down, then we should see that update in just a second. And what is new? Runes and charms will be unlocked for all players. This is actually huge. So what we have seen over the last couple of days is people abusing the bug to get infinite moon shards. The infinite moon shards were allowing you to craft infinite runes and charms so that you can hit the mystic ones that you need, because mystic ones are the rarest one and also the most powerful one. So everyone has been crafting using that bug. And why would you abuse a bug? Just let everyone in the early access have access to everything. Let's see in how many ways people can break the game. The more breaks that we see, the more broken things that we see, the more feedback we can provide to the developers, and they can fix that stuff before the official launch. So we've already seen some broken mechanics, we have already seen some things that are not working, and some mystic runes that are absolutely absurd, like the gloomy dice, like that triple endless anger, and what have you. Usernames can be changed. I didn't know they couldn't be changed. And the improvements to bugs and fixes. So revenge cards have been buffed. This is what I have been saying for the last couple of days, that revenge cards are really bad as they are in the game right now, because it looks like you are getting punished for losing an Axie twice. So what I mean by that is, if you lose your Axie in round 1 and round 2, you are drawing those half useful cards rather than drawing cards that are actually useful so that you can retaliate on your opponent and get that revenge back. Your opponent is still in a fine situation after he killed your Axies. He's getting the same amount of energy and he's getting the same amount of playable cards, so he hasn't actually used anything, whereas in V2 you have to use cards and you have to use energy, and if you kill your opponent's Axie, you know you're going to be low on energy and you know you're going to be low on cards as well, whereas in Origin we didn't really have that feeling. So buffing those revenge cards so that people can actually use them in an effective manner to get a revenge on your opponent's Axie is a big step towards the right direction. And the next update that we have is first turn energy has been reduced to 2 and no additional energy for second turn. Now, this is a big change. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, some people have suggested that to make the game a little bit more balanced in the first rounds, because if you have 3 energy from the get-go, you can just one-shot your opponent's Axie. If you're rolling like an offensive team, such as a triple beast or a triple aqua with the coys and the telescopes, you can draw a couple of Nemos and you can stack them up to kill your opponent's Axie. Whereas with 2 energy, you really have to be careful on which cards do you use them, and it's going to be a little bit more draw dependent on what you get, and some of the cards in your first round will have to be discarded and you're not going to see them for the whole cycle. So we'll see where that takes us. I think if they are reducing the energy to 2, they should also allow the opportunity to discard your cards at the start of the game. So if you draw 5 cards, you should be able to discard a certain amount of them and just keep the ones that are actually useful and put those in the discard pile straight away. Maybe not the discard pile, maybe it just goes back to your draw pile. Not sure what the right solution is, but that will give you another mechanic where it makes the game a little bit more competitive, because people know which cards you should keep and which cards you shouldn't, and the ones that keep the better cards will have more of an advantage. So reducing that 2 energy, I think slower decks and more control decks will be prevalent right now. Just because they can start summoning early on and they can start slowing the game down a little bit more, using that 2 energy, stacking shields, stacking secrets, getting some health on the board. So we'll see how that turns out to be. It might have just slowed the game down for no apparent reason, but we will see how that goes. But it looks like they are experimenting, and that is good. We want to see where they can push this game. Axie visuals have been updated, fixed lagging Axies. There was a bug I've seen a couple of times on stream, that some people having the Axies being bugged very badly, and then equipped runes and charms can no longer be disenchanted. So if you have them on your Axies, they won't go away, as we have seen that happen a couple of times, especially after you abuse the bug and you try to disenchant everything and your main runes and charms disappear as well. Moon shards cannot be added to crafting utility slots. That means the moon shard bug has been taken away. Sarasti's soft log has been bug fixed as well. Not sure what that means. I haven't seen Sarasti being used that much. Stunning an opponent twice caused it to stay indefinitely. This has been fixed. Okay, so stun has been a little bit buffed, but not by much. Secret cards and card history is not shown anymore, and this is the first step to making the game more competitive as well, because just looking through your card history, you know exactly what your opponent has played. Whereas if you remove this factor, people have to keep keep track of what your opponent has played, and that just adds that little bit of real-time strategy component to it. You have to keep track of what he has played, what he has put into the discard pile, and what he can potentially draw in the next card, in the next turns. Can he kill you? Has he used the offensive cards already? Are you under any threat? Should you be playing shield? Should you be playing an offensive card? You can keep track of that a little bit better now. Or the better players can keep track of that a little bit better now. And also secret cards will no longer show, I believe. So we can actually hide it better, which secret you have played. If you have only one secret on your team, then that will be still obvious. But other than that, it is a good step in the right direction. Sturdy Fighter Rune was applying to multi-hit attacks as well. This has been fixed. It looks like that one was broken as well. And Biden's and Tricky Bugs have been fixed as well. Biden's was completely useless. I don't think it was working at all. So fixing Biden's, maybe that will counter Gloomy Dice. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how useful Biden's is. In V2, Biden's was very useful, whereas in Origin, it hasn't seen that much use yet. And the marketplace update is a big one as well. Let's jump into the article that they have prepared. Now in this article we can see that you can buy on the marketplace using any token, and this is possible because of the katana decks. So right now you have to go to the katana decks, swap your AXS or your SLP for your Ethereum, and then you can go into the marketplace to do the transaction. Whereas right now they have integrated the marketplace with the katana decks so that the user doesn't have to go to the katana decks. They can just use purchase using any token, and the katana dex transaction will run in the background. So the user doesn't have to do it on his own, which is a big step towards onboarding more people into the ecosystem. So let's say you have a player on your mobile. He wants to start purchasing his first Axies. He buys some tokens on Binance, and the only two that you can transfer is AXS and SLP, and then he has to transfer that to the katana dex, swap it to Ethereum. It's a lot of steps in the process. So cutting that extra step of going to the katana decks will make it easier for new players to join the game, and it's a big step towards the right direction, which is onboarding new people into the game, making it as simple as they can, so that the traction between the purchases is reduced. And you can see all the details that are stated. You can see the fee detail, and the transaction on the katana decks should be listed in there as well. So it's a good improvement, not one that I was thinking they would be working on, but now that they have released it, I think it's a lovely update on the marketplace, just making it easier for everyone involved to purchase their favorite Axies or items on land or what have you. So as always, let me guys know in the comment section down below, what do you think about these updates? I think they are good, and they are the steps that we needed to make Axie Infinity Origin a little bit more competitive. And let's see what else Axie Infinity team can bring into the table to improve the Origin experience. Marketplace update is great as well. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily playthrough and content, and I'll see you in the next one.